Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Monday morning rant for Monday, the 6th of June, 2022. So I didn't do all too much last week, but my auntie, one of my aunties, my mother's younger sister, had her 60, I think it's 65th birthday party, and she's my mum and her two sisters are the tightest thing ever. It is just awesome how much they get along and how much they love each other. And I swear we catch up often enough, but every time they catch up, it's like they haven't seen each other in so long. And ever since I was a kid, whenever we do catch up for dinners and stuff, it's always been a case where we're the last people to get out of the restaurant, to the point where we get kicked out quite often. The staff will start cleaning up the place and vacuuming the floors even and do whatever they have to do. But the way the banter flows between the three ladies is just amazing, and the amount of humongous belly laughter that they seem to have at all times is it's absolutely fascinating, and it's awesome. Like, they really do keep the entire family together, those three. Um, so yeah, it was my mum's youngest sister's um, birthday, and she's always been the liveliest of the group. She's always been the more of the party animal and the really truly young at heart. So it wasn't your typical dinner party. It was just a full-on party. She hired out the Cosmopolitan in Double Bay. There was a belly dancer, there was karaoke, and it was just a dance floor all night. No sit-down dinner, just canapes and just unlimited alcohol, champagne, red wines, white wines, whatever you wanted. It just kept flowing. Um, and as you can imagine, I got absolutely trashed. I didn't even make it home. I ended up crashing at my mum's house because I was just too drunk to get back. Um, but yeah, it was a great night. Even starting out with the Cosmopolitan in Double Bay was bizarre as fuck for me because when I was a kid, Dad used to take us as a family. He used to take us to Cosmo every weekend, and it's a really sort of bougie place. But the Cosmo was like a gentleman's bar, um, straight out of The Godfather. Really dark, plush leather booths, cigar smoke in the air, uh, grand piano, just straight out of The Godfather, like literally just a hardcore mobster gangster kind of place. But my sister and I, we just ate spaghetti bolognese every week. We would order spaghetti bolognese. It was just a kid's thing to do, you know. And just to see the Cosmo now, it's nothing like what it used to be. It is now it's just like any other sort of modern venue. The first canapé that came out was sushi, which just so much of a head fuck because there was so much culture in that old place, and now it's just serving Asian like spring rolls and just stuff. Like, there's just no culture there. At some stage, I spoke to who I thought looked like the manager. This dude, he was wearing a longish sort of coat, and it was just a cool looking dude. But I could just tell he was sort of like pushing people around. So I thought maybe he was a manager. So I went up and had a word with him about wanted to talk about the Cosmo, and it turns out he was a part owner. Him and two other people saw that the Cosmo was up for sale. Um, this was just before COVID, and sadly, when they bought it, COVID hit, and I suppose they just struggled and just had to do whatever it took to make business. And over time, it's become less of this what Cosmo used to be. And I think they built apartments upstairs, and they put a lift into the building, and that really broke up the entire restaurant because there's this huge fucking lift in the center of the restaurant now. So, um, but it was just like super cool talking to him, and him agreeing with me on how amazing it used to be and how he remembered it as well, and just the times that we live in, and just having to sort of sell out in order to make a buck. Um, and the struggles he's going through to try to get there, and that was pretty cool. Um, but just the more drinks that I have, I mean, I probably shouldn't use the term monster anymore since the whole fucking Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. But like I've always said that the fucking monster comes out when I have too much to drink, and it comes out in different ways, right? Like it's I suppose maybe you could see it as being aggressive. I get argumentative, um, but at the same time, maybe it's just that I get more blunt, and my brain is connected to my mouth even more than usual. And I wouldn't say I have a negative mindset, but maybe just some a mindset that's so real and so blunt that it's not something that people are comfortable with dealing with. So, as the monster came out to play, I noticed that I started challenging the oldies a bit, and it's just something that I've always done with family, and my I've always challenged my family because if you're younger, I'm fucking 47, right? But a lot of these guys were like in their 60s and 70s, yeah. So a lot of them still look at me as little Tin, little Justin. My Indonesian name is Tin. So they still call me Tin, and um, classic example is like one of my uncles. Whenever we go to Yamcha or something like that, he's always the guy that's grabbing me food and chucking it in my bowl. And if the chicken comes and goes, Tin, have you had any chicken? And have more. And it's just it's this thing that he's always done since I was a really little kid. And in my 40s now, he's still doing it. And sometimes I'm that guy that just barks back and just, Uncle, can you please not put food in my bowl? Like I can help myself. I it's okay. Like I know how where my limits are with eating, and you don't have to shove it in me. And I don't. There's no competition for us, all the little boys on the table, to eat more than the others, so that we could, beat each other and grow up faster and grow bigger and stronger. And um, when I say those things to my uncle, I could just see the look of disappointment on his face. It's like he's just trying to be nice, I suppose. But I can see when I talk back and say, Uncle, like please, like you do this all the time. Just let me help myself. Then I look like the dickhead. I look like the fuckwit. He gives me that look and goes, "No, you're not a good kid. You know, um, your mother should be embarrassed of you because you're so argumentative. And why do you have to be so difficult for?" Um, and I get it, but I can't help myself. So the other night was the same deal. There's a whole lot of small talk that goes on at these things. There's a whole lot of my family have a lot of church buddies, and they're all really, really, really nice people. They come across as super, super happy, and their lives are perfect. Um, but we all know nothing's perfect, right? So I often get hey Justin, how's everything going? How have you been? And you get that, right? Okay, you get that. But it's to me whenever I hear it, it's never a straight question. I can't give a straight answer like, yeah, I've been well. And then they're always gonna ask, oh, you've been busy, right? Because they have memories of me running the graphic design business in the 90s, and they know that they know that a lot of the times during the 90s and the 2000s I didn't turn up to family stuff because I was too busy, and I was too busy smoking bongs. And I was working so fucking hard. At 5 o'clock, I just rip into the bongs, man. And there was no way I could make it to family gatherings at nighttime. So I had a lot of excuses to bail out of a lot of family events during that phase of my life. And so they're still saying, like, you been busy? You been really busy? I'm like, no, man. I've been doing fuck all. I'd hardly do anything at all. And I go through and explain to them that I love to have days of absolutely nothing on at all. So I don't feel guilty about my lazy days at all. I love them. Um, and when I ask them how have they been, it's always been, yeah, I've been really good. Um, and I started quizzing a few more of them about life and what is it about, are you truly good? Like, are you guys truly happy? And you guys always seem to say that you're happy, but like, are you guys truly happy? I just wanted to know, like, I wanted to get around to the conversation of, at 47 now, I feel like I'm slowing down and starting to not put so much care into making more money and making more marks in the wall and starting a new business and getting super excited about something and having lazy days and being okay about it. And initially when I started talking about that stuff, they completely agree. They're like, yeah, they used to be like that, but now they're just living a simple life. And life is simple. Life is simple. Just be happy. The whole "don't worry, be happy" thing. And it was nice. I really took advantage of talking to older people. So I was like, well, fuck, is that it? Like, is this it? Like, because I don't feel like I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I'm happy that I'm going through something like this at the moment and slowing down. But I also don't think it's the fucking end. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like this forever. Um, I do believe I could get a second wind and like start something new again and go back into an obsessive compulsive fucking state and succeed at something new and something exciting. So it was interesting to hear from a fair few people that just saying that you're happy and saying life is simple is enough to believe that it is. In other words, you sort of want to stay on track and you want to. It's almost like fucking horse wearing the blinders, eh? It's almost like this kind of just keep it simple. When you have someone like me sitting there poking at you and trying to get you to talk about more problems that you have in life, just ignore it. It's not worth talking about. So I totally get it. So I was like sort of met with a wall. But I was being honest. I wasn't having a go to get a rise out of it for myself or nothing. I was just genuinely asking, as someone who's younger than them and going through something transformative at the moment, I really wanted to know, like, is it really that simple? Is it really as simple as just thinking that life is simple and don't worry, be happy? Um, Life is good. And one guy went a little bit further and said, well, there's an afterlife. And he was very sure of it, just like some people are sure God exists. He was 100% sure that he's part of a chain, and he's done what he needed to do with all the successful businesses making money and succeeding and having children. He said he's ticked all the boxes, and now he can just happily do nothing for the rest of his life and just chill. And when he dies, then the next person, the next him will um, pick it up where he left off and continue on down the path. So that made me think as well, like it sounds like he's done. And he's happy with where he's at. And I don't know, it's fascinating. I wanted to talk about that some more too, but it didn't seem like he really. Maybe at that stage I was getting a little bit too aggressive and in wanting to know more, and maybe people were smelling that. Um, but yeah, I was mostly on the dance floor all night because that way, I couldn't offend anybody, and I get my spastic moves out, and loved it. I love dancing. I love dancing so much. So whenever there's an opportunity, uh, I'm there, and that was awesome. So yeah, I don't know if I learned anything. I don't. I know I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I love to have these kind of conversations. The small talk always really kills me, and at the same time, I also know that some discussions are just not worth having. And when someone, I suppose, when someone's already made their mind up and they want to enter a conversation, and you can smell that this is just not going to be worth your energy and your time, then you just don't go into the conversation. So as a conversationalist, maybe I came across drunk, and I came across drunk and aggressive, and maybe they were like, well, they know better than me. They've been on the planet for longer, and they've had children and all of that. Much respect for that. So it's like, maybe they're like, oh fuck, Justin's just drunk and he just wants to biff on, and like, I'm not gonna go there. So maybe I need to change my tact. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, there were no answers. Um, I will not stop trying, and I'm very hyper aware that I might have come across as a little bit arrogant, and I was a bit I was the monster was out well and truly. Uh, but yeah, um, live to die another day. So, guys, I hope everyone has a good week. I've got a shoot on later today, which I'm looking forward to. It's out in Newtown, and I don't know what else I've got in the week. I haven't even checked, but yeah, I hope everyone has a good week, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. See yas.